What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Giants make their initial 53-man roster, and we're that much closer to the regular season. So we're going to get into this 53-man roster. So tune in. New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk. Bow. Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Welcome, Big Blue Crew. New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk, and we're going to talk about this initial 53-man roster that was just made today. So let's head over to the film room and let's go over this roster. All right, as you can see, the 53-man roster, the initial one. Now, some guys are going to go on IR. We may be signing some other guys, but this is the initial 53-man roster. And we're going with two quarterbacks, Mr. Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. Now, the surprise to everyone today is that Webb was officially released today, but we may bring him back on the practice squad for emergency quarterback just in case Tyrod Taylor, guess what, gets hurt or Daniel Jones gets hurt. So we're carrying two quarterbacks on the 53-man roster on game day. So it's Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. No surprise there. Webb, I thought, played very well, looked very good, had a command of his offense. But the practice squad, that's where Webb is used to, and that's where we all expect him to be, even before he had a good preseason. So hopefully Webb can come back on the practice squad. All right, second position, running backs. Saquon Barkley is the starter. We all know that. But the backups, I said that we can carry 4 running backs on this roster, and I knew that Matt Breida was going to be the second running back. And I knew Antonio Williams, Gary Brightwell, and Jashaun Corbin was going to fight for those last two after we released Jeremiah Hall, so we're not carrying a fullback. So Matt Breida, Antonio Williams, and Gary Brightwell are backing up Saquon Barkley. I believe they like Antonio Williams as a power running back, and I believe Gary Brightwell made it over Jashaun Corbin because I believe his special teams aspect kicked in, and since that fourth running back spot is open, they gave it to Gary Brightwell over the undrafted free agent from Florida State, Jashaun Corbin. Hopefully we can bring him back on the practice squad. Who knows? But as of right now, we're carrying 4 running backs. Now, if we need to make room for another player on this team, I believe the running back room would be one of the first rooms they look to release someone. And maybe Gary Brightwell doesn't make the team after waiver wire goes through. But we'll see. But for right now, Matt Breida, Antonio Williams, and Gary Brightwell and Saquon Barkley are our 4 running backs. And I'm happy with our running back room. Saquon Barkley, we know what he can do when he's healthy. Matt Breida brings a toughness and a speed to this team that we need. Antonio Williams, a very tough running back going up the middle and can catch out the backfield. And Gary Brightwell showed us a little something during the preseason. So I'm not mad at those 4 running backs. All right, the tight end position. Daniel Bellinger, is going to be the starter. We got Chris Myrick and Tanner Hudson. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Austin Allen, who I believe could have made this team, was cut. Hopefully we can bring him back on the practice squad. They believe Tanner Hudson brings a little bit more of a veteran element than what Austin Allen can do because he's only an undrafted free agent rookie. I'm looking for Austin Allen to be brought back on this practice squad and push Chris Myrick to be a backup tight end on this team. Tight end position is looking very young and is looking very inexperienced, and we don't have a lot of production from the tight end room. Chris Myrick's only a second-year guy, really didn't get any touches last year, 1 touchdown. Tanner Hudson, his whole career, maybe 10 catches, and Daniel Bellinger is a rookie. But Bellinger looks good, and I think he's going to be pretty good for us. We just got to give him a chance, people. But that's our tight end room, the initial 53. Daniel Bellinger, Chris Myrick, Tanner Hudson. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give grades for our positions. The quarterback position, I'm going to give a grade of a B- to C+ with Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. Running back position, I'm going to give it, as long as Saquon Barkley stay healthy, I'm going to give it an A. I'm just going to give it an A with the backups and all. I'm going to give it an A. The tight end position, C-. to D plus, and starting off during the season, we have to see exactly what's going on with the tight end position. So I get a tight ends a C minus to a D plus. Wide receivers. All right, we know the starters are going to be Kenny Galladay, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Kadarius Toney. The backups are going to be Sterling Shepard, a.k.a. Riggs, David Seals, Richie James, and Darius Slayton. Now, the starter is a little bit of a surprise to me. They got Wan'Dale Robinson slotted as the starter over Sterling Shepard, so Sterling Shepard might not be all the way back. But once Shep gets back, I'm quite sure he slides into that starter role over Wan'Dale Robinson. Kenny Galladay, you got to get yourself together, bro. You got to, I don't know what's going on, but you got to get yourself together. Robinson, you just got to get some experience. Let's just get the ball in his hands and see what he can do. Kadarius Toney, get on the field. Just get on the field. Sterling Shepard, get on the field. When you're on the field, you're a monster. David Seals, we got to see what you can do. This ain't preseason. This is the regular season. These are top DBs out there on the field. Let's see what you can do. Can you create separation? We'll see. Richie James, I believe you're going to be that kick return, punt return specialist for us. Maybe punt return Richie James, kick return Gary Brightwell. That's what I'm thinking we're going. And Darius Slayton, I believe this guy can be utilized so much in this offense. You can't believe the opportunity this guy has. As long as he gets out of his head and push out the negative media and negative fan banter against him, I think this dude can be dangerous in his offense. But we're carrying 7 receivers like I predicted earlier. Now, things can change. We may release a receiver. Who knows? Darius Slayton, still trade rumors going on out there. But I think Darius Slayton fits this offense perfectly. But the receiver room, I'm gonna give it a B to a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B to a B plus. Now it could drop to a C if those guys get injured, but just a healthy receiver room, I'm gonna give it a B to a B plus. All right, the offensive line, the starters: Andrew Thomas, Shane Lemieux, John Feliciano, Mark Lewinsky, and Evan Neal. Andrew Thomas starting at left tackle, Lemieux starting at left guard, Feliciano starting at center, Lewinsky starting at right guard, Evan Neal at right tackle. You know, the backups, the rookie from North Carolina, Zudu, Ben Bredesen, who's been good until you hurt his elbow. Devery Hamilton, a surprise. This preseason he played pretty well, and Max Garcia. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about our offensive line depth, and we know Shane Lemieux is not going to be available the first week. He may be on the PUP list, so hopefully Ben Bredesen or someone or Zudu can step up and be healthy and play the first couple of weeks. But the offensive line, I'm gonna give it a C plus to a B. Reason why: those 2 tackles. Andrew Thomas, I believe, is going to be the best left tackle in the league, if not this year, next year. Is definitely going to be. Yeah, it's pretty much out there that Andrew Thomas is going to be one of the best left tackles in the league. He's that already, but I think he can turn into the best left tackle in the league in a year or 2. Shane Lemieux is probably going to be on IR, so like they said, they look for to bring a Jamil Douglas or someone back until Lemieux's ready to go. Matt Pert, you know, he's on the IR, so who knows? The offensive line is going to be fluctuating all season, unfortunately, but we'll get it together. I'm going to give the offensive line C plus to a B. All right, the defensive line. And that's it for the offense. The offense in total, I'm going to give it a C plus to a B and see exactly what we can do against the first stringers in the regular season. But I am excited to see this offense going into the season. All right, defensive line. You know, the starters are going to be Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence. Then we got Justin Ellis, Nick Williams, and DJ Davidson as the backups. Got a lot of beef for the defensive line. Leonard Williams, I believe, is going to have a monster year. I think Dexter Lawrence is going to step up and show why that we picked up his 5th-year option. Nick Williams and Justin Ellis showed a lot in the preseason. I think our interior line is going to be good. It's going to be pretty good stopping the run. I give our interior line, because of Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, B plus to an A. I'm going to say that. Edge rushers: Azeez Ojulari, former 2nd-round pick. Kayvon Thibodeau, number 5 overall pick this year. The veteran Jahad Ward. Ellerson Smith, very, very fast off the line, has a lot of potential. O'Shane Zimenez and Tamon Fox. Now the surprise is everybody that O'Shane Ximines made it over Quincy Roche, which I think is just a scheme fit to why Ximines made it over Quincy Roche, because it can't be production and it can't be the player. So it has to be that the player fits better with Wink's system than Quincy Roche does. Hopefully we can bring Roche back to the practice squad. I doubt it. Quincy Roche is a good edge rusher, man, and he will be picked up. But I am happy that we kept Tamon Fox. Ellerson Smith, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibodeau have a little bit of injury concerns. Hopefully Ojulari and maybe Thibodeau can be ready for week 1, but I'm not sure. I believe we're going to be starting off with Jahad Ward and O'Shane Ximines and Tamon Fox as our 3 edge rushers week 1 against the Titans, and we'll see what they can do. As far as our edge rushers, though, a fully healthy edge rusher squad, I give our edge rushers an A. Not going to lie to you. Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Jahad Ward being the captain and the leader that he is, I promise you, man, our edge rushers are going to wreak havoc against teams this year. And with Tamon Fox learning, O'Shane Ximines, he's going to have to show me something in the regular season, but I would have preferred Quincy Roche. I know that's a disappointment to you guys, but hey, O'Shane Ximines is here for a reason. He has had a good camp. You got to give him that. But I give our edge rushers an A, even with O'Shane Ximines on there. Inside linebackers, you got Blake Martinez and Tate Crowder slotted for the starters. Micah McFadden, Carter Coughlin, Calitro, and Cam Brown. As you know, Darren Beavers was hurt. I think he would have been in there over Tate Crowder, but I'm not mad at Blake Martinez and Tate Crowder starting this year. Tate Crowder is showing a whole lot more aggression this year. Definitely in these preseason games. He was showing a lot more aggression. He was in there on some tackles, and he was there, and he was fast. And Mr. Irrelevant is still here. He's still relevant, so not mad at that. We get Blake Martinez back. Hopefully he gets his feet underneath him in the first couple of games. Micah McFadden flying all over the field. Carter Coughlin, same way, flying all over the field, getting there. Austin Calitro showing very good savvy at the middle linebacker position, and he can shoot the gap. I wouldn't be surprised if he slides in there before Micah McFadden and challenge Tate Crowder during the season if Tate Crowder doesn't continue to show the progress. Calitro's a good linebacker, man. Cam Brown, you know he's here for special teams. That's why he made the team. I'm going to give our inside linebackers a C+ to a B. Let's see if they can get that B up to a B+, or to an A during the season. But I'm going to give our linebackers a C+ to a B. Cornerback room. Now, this is the position a lot of people are worried about. Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Darnay Holmes slotted as the starters. Adoree and Aaron on the outside. Darnay slotted as the starting slot corner. Cordell Flott and Rodarius Williams are the backups. Now, this is subject to change. I know this is going to change, but if it stays the same, Rodarius Williams, healthy, I think he could be a very good corner for us. Cordell Flott is learning. Darnay Holmes could be a very good slot. Adoree Jackson got to be a #1 corner. And Aaron Robinson, he's going to have to grow up. He's going to be challenged. So, man, our cornerbacks, man, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be a C- to a C. Until they show me otherwise in the regular season that they can step up and make some plays, we're going to see exactly what they can do. Safety position. Xavier McKinney, Julian Love are the starters. The only backup is Dane Belton, which is going to change. Which is going to change. I would like to see to bring Trenton Thompson back. Or we may sign Tony Jefferson. He was released earlier today, and he knows Wink Martindale's system to a T. So we will see exactly what goes on with the safety position. But the safety, Xavier McKinney and Julian Love, I'm going to give it a B to a B+ because I believe Xavier McKinney is an all-pro type player in that backfield as a safety. He's definitely going to make the Pro Bowl, but he has a chance to be an all-pro. And so we're going to have to get this backup situation, the 3-safety look situation figured out. And I believe Julian Love, who was named a captain on this team, can be a difference maker on this defense as well, as far as blitzing and covering. He can do a lot. He can slide down to the slot in the cornerback for us. To be in all honesty, so Yeah, I'm cool with our safeties as long as we get a backup or two to make sure if one of these guys go down, we're good. Special teams, hey, Graham Gano, best kicker in the league. Jamie Gillian is showing that he has a monster of a leg when it comes to punting the ball. Field position, we can win the field position battle with Jamie Gillian, so I'm down with that. Casey Crater, long snapper. I'm good with all those guys. I give our special teams, as far as the kicking game, an A+. I'm gonna give our kicking game an A+. With that, with the punter showing exactly what he can do, and Graham Gano, he's the best kicker in the league. So, hey, A+ for the special teams. Now, overall, as a team overall, I'm gonna give us a C+ to a B. Hopefully, we can get up to a B+ and go 11-6 like we predict over here with the Big Blue Crew. But that's the initial 53-man roster. Let's go over a couple of cuts. As Roy and Bakita, I'm not mad at it. Kind of disappointed that he didn't make the team. Hopefully we can bring him back on the practice squad. We all Will Holden. It's just numbers. Jalen Holmes, he really didn't show anything to me, really. Khalil Dorsey, Harrison Hand, all got burnt. Nate Meters, he made some good tackles and things, but I knew he was going to get cut. Trenton Thompson, I would like to see come back. Platzgummer, we got an exemption for Platzgummer, so we'll see exactly what goes on with him. Jalen Moore came in too late. Jashawn Corbin was kind of disappointed in that, but I really can't put him over Brightwell or Antonio Williams, in my opinion. But hopefully we can bring him back to the practice squad. Alex Bachman, the preseason Hulk Hogan. I told you guys, man, it's just preseason. Maybe he clears waivers, he comes back to the practice squad. Who knows? But, man, he had some people on there saying he was receiver one. If you want to see my reaction to that, just go to my Twitter. You'll see exactly what I thought about that. And Darren Evans continuously got burnt in preseason. Knew that was coming. Jamil Douglas, he did struggle, but we may have to bring him back for depth. CJ Board, knew he was going to get cut after the fumble on the kick return, and he has injured ribs. Ryder Anderson, would love to see him on the practice squad. I believe he can do a lot with some more time. Garrett McGinn from the USFL, New Jersey Generals. Hopefully we can get him on the practice squad. Quincy Roche, kind of disappointed he got cut. I don't think he's going to be on the practice squad because somebody's going to get him because he had great production in his rookie year. But we'll see. If nobody claims him, hopefully we can bring him back to the practice squad. Davis Webb, practice squad quarterback, he'll be back. David Moa, kind of figured he was going to get cut. Zion Gilbert, cut. Austin Allen, a little bit surprised about that when they went with the Tanner dude over him. Hopefully we can bring him back to the practice squad. Josh Reeves, wouldn't mind him on the practice squad. Corker, wouldn't mind him on the practice squad. Santoso, we got Graham Gano, knew he was gone. Keelan Dawson knew he was gone. Travis Tovian came in too late. Elijah Griffin, knew he was gone, continuously got burnt. And Eric Smith, he has to show a little bit more. But, hey, if we could get him on the practice squad and get him coached up, maybe he could be a depth piece in the future. But those are the cuts, and only really cuts that I'm a little bit puzzled about. Well, not puzzled, but really one of those guys here is Roy and Bakita, 6'9" monster at the tackle. All he needs is a little polishing, and he'll be good. Trenton Thompson, I think he could be a good safety with some polishing. Jashawn Corbin, think he could be a good running back in his league, a little polishing. And Quincy Roche and Austin Allen, man. Hopefully we can get those guys back in some way, form, or fashion. But that's been the 53-man initial roster, man, and I'm with it. I'd like to see exactly how these guys do in a regular season. I told everybody Darius Slayton would be on this roster, and guess what? He's on this roster. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's been an initial 53-man roster. What do you guys think? What are the grades that you give the positions, and what are the grades that you give the overall team? The overall offense, I give a B, and the overall defense, I give a B. So, and overall team, I'm gonna give this team a B. 11-6. Let's go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until the next episode, let's get back to the studio. Peace.
This has been a Big Blue Crew production.